We are here for our last interview for the International Women's Day. And this has really been a great day that our board chair and our vice chair that we've experienced with the ladies of Global Chamber who have immigrated to the United States, who have immigrated to San Antonio and have been just a great representation of our marketplace and who we are as a community. And so this event, again, we had this thought that we needed to recognize the International Women, and we're also in Women's History Month, right? So Women's History Month is all of March. And that is so important also for us to recognize. I think about my mother on this day. The fact that she was such a giving person, a woman who really invested in me. And so how can I not love the women who also have patterned their lives after being loving, benevolent, being really smart and industrious and entrepreneurial spirits that we've seen from women in business have just been awesome. So today at this time, we have Sheryl Cherry, who is going to share her message about an organization, Girl Power Strong. She's also going to talk about her own journey as a woman. And we're looking forward to jumping into this interview. Today, we've had a number of great interviews that I'll recap at the end of our presentation, but I do want to turn over the opportunity to our board chair, Monica, to be able to start us with this interview.
Great, thank you, Chris. And Sheryl, it's really a pleasure to have you here. So, and just, right to it. I would love to hear, your personal story and how you came to San Antonio.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. And thank you, Chris and Monica, for the platform, for your leadership. I have joined many chambers, but I can tell you this, the Global Chamber in San Antonio is probably the most active and yet caring of their members, right? We're not just numbers. And we hate to say that most chambers, their members are numbers, but we truly care. We're a unique community and we're so involved. And I just thank you for this platform, right? So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sheryl Merced Cherry. So I came to United States when I was 12, 13. We moved to Japan. And then I went to middle school there. And then 4 years later, we moved to Seattle, Washington, graduated high school there. Didn't have a good life in high school. I partied a lot, just like most teenagers do, and felt like my life was going nowhere. I was working 3 jobs. I was in a dead end until one day I woke up and I said, I have to change my life, right? So what was that turning point in my life? Well, I walked into the recruiting office. I walked into this Army recruiting office and I said, I want to sign up and I want to leave ASAP, right? So to make the long story short, I wanted to be gone in 30 days. So I do my paperwork, I go back home and I said, hey mom, guess what? I quit my job. I had 3 jobs. I got fired from one of those jobs, but I kept moving forward and I come back home and I say, Mom, I quit my job, but I got a new job. She was like, oh, really? What is it? I said, oh, I joined the Army. She was like, you did what? I said, yeah, I joined the Army. She said, oh, when are you leaving? Mind you, this was on a Friday. I said, I'm leaving on Monday. She was like, Monday. She just started crying. But I can honestly say to you that was probably the turning point of my life. And that's what got me to where I am today. I served 10 years in the Army, deployed, had several duty stations from Korea to Virginia to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, just different places, got to experience different units, got to experience different culture, got to eat different food, right? I love Korean food, and I wanted to go back there. So I left the Philippines when I was 12, 13, and honestly, I had never gotten back to the Philippines until 4 years ago. But what I'm proud of is that I never forgot my culture, right? So I speak the language. I'm bilingual, so I speak Tagalog fluent. But I never wanted to forget where I came from, because they say you can't go to where you want to go if you don't know your past. So you have to know where you came from in order for you to get to where you want to go. So I will never forget where I came from. I will never forget my original country. But I'm thankful for what the Army, what America has brought me to be, right? So we moved here 10 years ago, 2012, 2013. After I left the Army in 2002, moved here in 2012, 2013, and I became a marketing person for the Army. So I started marketing and helping with the recruiting. And that's when I met Chris. So I have known Chris for, gosh, over a decade. So we worked with different projects, with the community outreach. He's very well connected in the community. So every time we had an event, we did outreach to try to bring in, the young men and women into the military, because I wanted to give back. This is what got me where I am today. The military had made me successful in life. It gave me the discipline that I need to have. It gave me the confidence. So why not bring back and give back to the community, especially if this young men and women don't have plans, right? So try it out. It may not work for you, but it worked out for me. So I give credit to the military, because I would not be here today. Of course, God brought me here, but I would not be here without the military. So that's my story. So I'm happy to be here.
I'm going to ask our Vice Chair, Venezia Atkins, to give the next question. Thank you.
Well, Sheryl, thank you again for joining and letting us hear your story and sharing your story with all of us. But that is such a story of bravery. That's what I hear, which kind of takes me to, because I have not had an opportunity to hear about your organization and what you do, but that bravery, I guess, does extend over to that. So if you could just tell us about what you do, your organization.
Yes, no, thank you. Thank you for that. So I started Girl Power Strong. It was an idea 2018. And believe it or not, my daughter is who inspired me to start the Girl Power Strong. And of course, growing up, I didn't have a parent when my dad left us when I was 7. My mom moved away and left us with my grandparents when I was 9 years old. So at 9 years old, I became a caretaker for my younger siblings, right? My 9-year-old self became the mom and dad for my 7-year-old, 2-year-old, and 1-year-old siblings. So I learned how to grow up fast. Hence, I wanted to start the platform from age 9 to 25, right? Because I wanted to experience. I wanted the girls to experience what I experienced when I was 9 years old. So I had to grow up fast. So moving fast forward, 2018, my daughter was bullied, as many girls were bullied at a young age. And I was seeing a lot of the girls really not having enough confidence. Their self-esteem was very low. And not just young girls, women, we do this. We compare ourselves with the girls, the women we see online, on TV, on Instagram, knowing that that is not the true identity that we want to be, right? I think many of us can say that we live in an imposter syndrome, right? We are not showing our authentic self. And what I want to bring forward to these girls is that be you, right? There's only one you. You are unique. If you want to be someone else, you can't, because that's not you. You don't share the same brain. You don't share the same talent. That is not your body. You are unique. That's why you are you, right? So in Girl Power Strong, we teach the girls confidence, self-esteem. We mentor them to tell them to love themselves, right? We have to love ourselves. But as women, as older women, if we don't love ourselves, how can we expect these young girls to love themselves, to have the confidence, to have the self-esteem? So we have to model. We may not be everybody's role model, but if we can model ourselves to where these girls are looking up to us, we can save one girl at a time. We can't save the world, but we can save one girl at a time.
Yes, I so agree. Even as an adult, I have to always remind myself every day that this is my journey, my walk. So, and I'm older, so it is very important for impressionable young girls to hear that constantly and understand that also.
Yes.
Sheryl, I'm going to tell you that this topic of Girl Power Strong and the bullying that you have adopted actually feeds also into celebrating a young global leader that's within the Global Chamber San Antonio, Emily Meadows. Emily actually just competed for Miss Teen Texas International, and her platform was bullying. And so we would love to make that introduction with Emily and Girl Power Strong. She was successful. She appeared on one of our Globinars celebrating young global leaders, and this quest for the crown is real. And her story about how she was bullied and how she needed to reveal while she was bullied, she's also emerged as being the most loving person in the world. And so I'm really encouraged that we can share this young global leader with you and in your organization. So let me ask a question that just goes really to the heart of today.
I think he's frozen. Chris. Is he frozen?
Admired.
Okay, Chris, we lost the last 10 seconds. So could you rewind what you just said?
Yes. Which woman in history or in your modern day life do you admire?
Oh, great question. There's no doubt, right? It's my daughter. My daughter inspires me every day to be a better mom, to be a better person, to be a better woman. Like I said, 2018, Girl Power Strong was just an idea until I started to see what surrounded her, what surrounded other girls. And as she gotten older, she's in college, she's a senior. She graduates in May 2023. So I'm so proud of her. She's actually my best friend, right? We're 30 years apart and she is my best friend. I would call her first before I would call some of my girlfriends because she understands me. Not only she understands me, is she's honest, she's transparent. She bonds with me with the way that I wish I could have bonded when I was younger with my mom, right? But we didn't have that bond. We started to build the bond later on. But I think what separates me and my daughter is that growing up, when she was going through her teenage life, I wasn't judgmental, right? I'm not saying I'm the best mom, the best parent. There's no such thing as best mom, best parent, perfect mom, right? When your daughter, especially if your daughter comes to you with a problem, you can't judge her. You embrace it. You talk to them. And all they really want to do is listen. You just gotta listen. And oftentimes as moms, especially, we want to put our 2 cents in, telling our girls, our daughters to say, I told you, you should not have done it. This is what you need to do. What they really need is someone to listen to. And I did that. I wasn't perfect all the time, but as she gotten older, she's taught me that when there's something on my mind, speak it out. Don't be afraid, right? And she's very independent. She speaks her mind, but at the same time, she knows how to embrace and acknowledge when she is at her weakest point. And I think as a woman, I want to always portray that I'm strong, I'm strong, I'm strong. I can do this. I'm a super, there's no such thing as superwoman, right? Karen White said, I'm not your superwoman. So I know we're girl power strong, but we're not superwoman. And she's taught me that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to cry. Give yourself permission to be weak because we're not perfect. So she is my inspiration.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. You know, I was just thinking about my daughters as you were saying that, and I'm very proud of them because they both, Maya and Olivia, have the great capacity to speak their minds, to bring sensitive subjects to me, to their mom, and they're able to just reveal their hearts through whatever that is. And so, to me, that's one of the best measurements of whether or not we have effective parenting. And now, listen, after I said that, maybe they're watching this and they'll be like, no, Dad, I don't tell you everything. But I would just say, I hope not. I think that I'm seeing the fruit on the tree, and their fruit is good, and they're doing great things, from being in business to being in college to being on National Honor Society. So and my faith really just being lovers of the Lord. So that's for me. So Monica, you have the next question.
Yes, so those were all great, reflections, and I just really wanted to see if you do have maybe one piece of advice for you would like to share with the women out there, and something that you feel really important to you and for the work you do.
Yes, that's a great question. Thank you, Monica. No, my only piece of advice is that I wanted to add on to what I mentioned a while ago, is that be yourself, right? No one else can be you. Be authentic. Break down when you need to break down, right? And don't have the imposter syndrome. When you think you can't do it, don't do it, because women tend to want to do everything because we are superwomen, right? But we can't. There's no such thing as multitasking because we want to finish everything at once. And that's when we suffer from burnout, right? Burnout is huge. It is happening right in front of our eyes. And if we don't face this problem of burnout, we are useless. We are useless to ourselves. We are useless to the people we love. We are useless to the people we serve. So be authentic, be true to yourself, and know your identity, and know that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry. Go cry. Go in the corner and cry. Cry it out. It's okay, right? Give yourself permission to not be okay, because we can't always be okay.
Venezia, you have the next question. You're on mute.
I apologize about that. So in the spirit of just International Women's Week and Women's Month, I mean, we have been exchanging stories with so many dynamic international women. We always just like to ask the question, because you all are so rich in culture and very well traveled. Just if you could share with us a cultural experience or somewhere that you've traveled that has enriched your life, or left something with you that stayed with you, that kept you motivated throughout the years.
Yes. So one of my favorite countries that I visited is Bali, which I visited before COVID, right? Bali is so cheap, yet people are so friendly. The food is wonderful. There's so many unique things. Obviously, a lot of countries in the Asian country are cheaper. That it's cheap to live. But not only that, that's when I found myself to start meditating more. They're huge in meditation practice. They're huge in yoga practice, but they find a place. They set aside a time and place to recenter themselves. right? Because we're so busy in our lives and our daily things that happens in our lives that sometimes we forget to center ourselves, right? So when I left Bali and I came back to the States after the 10-day vacation, I promised myself that I will do a lot more meditation, which then obviously I became a yoga teacher, trained, and more meditation happened in my life. So Bali's always been close to my heart. Not only that it's a good place to visit and vacation, but it taught me to just really just have a better mindset and more meditation and really taking care of myself, right? Self-love is big, and sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves, right? And the mind is the most terrible thing to waste. So meditation has become a great part of my life.
Oh, yes, I cannot agree. Yeah, just that inner reflection just gives you so much strength to push you forward. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sheryl, I'm going to ask you your last question, which is going to be a two-part. So tell the audience, what do you enjoy, or where do you enjoy to spend time in San Antonio? Because we have an international audience that will be seeing your interview. And then because you're a nonprofit organization, tell us about some of the organizations or people who have supported Girl Power Strong, because I know you have a lot of thank yous. And so this is a great platform to do it on.
Right. So I love to eat. Like, I love to try out different places. So I'm a big fan of whatever comes out on SA Current, the news, the TV station, wherever the new places are, I'm there trying out different foods. I love going to different food trucks. I love going to those. I love supporting small business, right? I love supporting all business, but I love the small business is near and dear to my heart, because that's where that is built, that is the foundation of our economy, right? So I love any chance I can support a small business, I am there. Hence, I love to give back to my community. So Girl Power Strong has done a lot of community outreach. So we partnered with another nonprofit for golf, because we teach girls how to play golf, right? So we partnered with another nonprofit, San Antonio Pan American Golf Association, has been doing a lot of golf clinics with us. Shenega Corporation has been a great help for us. They donated our first golf sets, so now we can literally do golf clinics with our young girls. So I'm thankful for Shenega Corporation. Child Advocate of San Antonio, we're planning on doing some great events with them. So thank you for that. Kevin Crawford, the realtor with Keller Williams, has been a great support for us, and all the other people who have donated to our cause, because they believe in making sure that we are raising these girls, the young girls, to be a better women, right? Because they're gonna lead us one day. So if we don't teach them now at a young age, then we will have failed. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful for all of you for this platform.
Thank you so much. And just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful work that you're doing. And if individuals want to volunteer or they want to contribute to your organization, how do they do that?
Right. So they can go on our Instagram. We do a lot of our events, community outreach on our Instagram page at I Am Girl Power Strong. So if you can follow us at I Am Girl Power Strong on Instagram, or Facebook at I Am Girl Power Strong. So anytime you type in I Am Girl Power Strong, we're on Facebook and on Instagram, and also our website is girlpowerstrong.org. And
what's your hashtag?
Girl Power Strong.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah, and I want to for those of you who are watching this, if you're interested in joining this wonderful group of people, wonderful community, please join Global Chamber of San Antonio. It's a great platform. It's a great community that care about each other, that care about the community, not just local, we're global.
You said a mouthful. Thank you so much. I thought you were going to say if they wanted to join Girl Power Strong, but you came back with Global Chamber. You're so generous in the love. I appreciate everything. Sheryl, like you said, we've known each other more than a decade. And we both, you know, came up through services, the United States military, you Army, me Air Force. And, but overall, you know, I think for those who, young ladies and families who are watching, know that when you do give your young person to the service, it's a great character development opportunity. It's a great leadership opportunity. And it's not necessarily everything in which you thought it was from, you know, I don't know, just families who just don't have the understanding of what the military service really represents, but it's provided us with the platform to be able to do great things after service. And Sheryl's a perfect example of that. I'm so proud of what you're doing. Thankful for what you're doing, because you're investing in girls who are going to be the women leaders that we desperately need to be able to rely on. So thank you. Chairman Monica, what do you want to say in our close?
Well, thank you so much, Sheryl, for, you know, for everything you do, like really, you know, bringing this idea, creating the organization, and really, you know, making a difference in here in San Antonio, in the local community, but also, you know, taking it out there through the global chamber. So I really do appreciate, you know, the passion you have, but also, you know, turning your passion into actions, right? Really impacting others. So thank you so much for that.
Benizia, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I would just say I am definitely going to be following Girl Power Strong on Instagram. And I look forward to just seeing the success and how the girls bloom. And if there's anything that I can do to support, I will be reaching out.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this platform. I appreciate all of you.
This has been a great day. Global Chamber, we celebrated 5 years last year, and now we're pushing through in 2023. I just want to, you know, again, thank all the women who gave their testimonies today for International Women's Day. We started out this morning with Yasmin from Iran, who talked about woman, life, and freedom and her business. We ended up at noon with Lily Gindi and Romlet Metz, who talked about their experiences, sharing their business experience in San Antonio. We took the lunch hour or half hour of Dr. Patience Miller, who actually just delivered a baby prior to coming on to our interview. And so thank you, Dr. Miller, for your time. And then we talked to our past chair, CEO Dominic Liu. And then we also had an expert in global real estate, Nora, who just simply amazed us with their stories of how they went from housewives into being business leaders. And then, of course, now we're just summarizing today with the CEO of Girl Power Strong. Sheryl, thank you so much again. And we will have some more great programming in store. But thank you. And we're going to sign off. So again, God bless all. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.